Hello everyone, this is Calvin Castine at Northeastern Clinton Central School. It's a windy Thursday, May 10th, 1990. And we're going to try to hold the camera steady as we get set for the first pitch, strike one. In a baseball game in the CVAC, Northeastern Clinton today being visited by Northern Adirondack. Pitching for the Cougars is Aaron Bush. At the plate for Northern Adirondack, Chris Pajot, who'll be followed by Timmy Pellerin, Steve Perrier. Dirt, 2-2. Pete Siskavich, Dan Gregory, Lee Gibson of the Gibson Brothers fame, Brad Boris, Matt Williams, and Todd Pupor. On the bench for Mark Woodward. There's a shot to left field, base hit. And first batter of the ball game is on for the single. Single by Pajot brings up Pellerin. Let's see, Mark Woodward, Jamie Yanilovich, and Jamie Ball are not starting for the Bobcats. The defense for the Cougars is high ball one. Now we have ball gets away but no advance. Pitching, as we said, Aaron Bush. Behind the plate, Eric Tank Young. At first base, Rob Musso. Second base, John Matten. Shortstop, Chad Van Heusen. Third base, Todd LaFountain. Left field, Brian McKinnon. Center field is Randy Patry. And in right field, the winning pitcher last night for the Cougars, Corey Monette. Throw was low, no advance. Northeastern 1-5 on the season. Took the first win last night. Ball goes out of play. Jim Schutz says two bases if pitcher stepped off the rubber to make the throw. We'll see. Umpires are conferring. Jim Schutz, the Bobcat coach. Randy Patry, the Cougar coach. Schutz pleading his case, but the umpires say it didn't happen that way. Bobcats have not been beaten yet, 6-0. Northeastern, with, as we said, their first win last night, 1-5 in the year. Overwhelming wind coming in from right field, blowing directly toward the batter. We've put our car out there to give the batters a convenient target on foul pop-ups. Walk puts Pellerin on. Brings up the pitcher, Steve Perrier. Nobody out, runners at first and second. Pitch from Bush, high. Hit him. That's going to load him up. Gets us to the cleanup batter, Pete Siskavich. And the pitch. Ball one. Strike one. On the ground. It's by first baseman Musso. This is going to score two. And we're going to hold up with a double. No, with a single. Siskavich on at first with a single. Drives in two. Fans desperately looking for cover. Catcher Danny Gregory steps in now for the Bobcats. Pitch. Strike. It's going to be a nice throw to second. Still nobody out. Strike two. Weak grounder to the left side. Barehanded over to first in time. Drives in a run. Nice play by the third baseman. Todd LaFountain making the play. Brings us up to Lee Gibson. As we said, one of the Gibson brothers, we've been told. Strike one. The Gibson brothers, of course. A strike two. A bluegrass band performed at St. Mary's Bazaar last year. did a fine job. Not sure if they're coming back this year or not. Short center field. Patry coming in. He dropped it. Wind raising havoc. Another run scores. Gibson on at first. Brings up right fielder Brad Boris. Strike. Throw down to second. And Gibson's in. Nice catch at second. And double play. Unassisted double play by, we've got John Matten listed here as second baseman. Doesn't look like John from here, but it could be. And we're going to the bottom of the first. We have 4-0 Bobcats leading after 1/2 inning. Todd LaFountain leading off for the Cougars. Steve Perrier on a rubber for the Bobcats. Foul back. To go with our wind, we have a slight drizzle coming down now. Perrier over to first. We have one down. Batter now will be Randy Patry. He'll be followed by Brian McKinnon, Chad Van Heusen, Eric Young, Rob Musso, Aaron Bush, John Matten, and Corey Monette. I'll give you the Bobcat defense. Foul back, out of play. Pitcher, as we said, is Perrier, Stephen Perrier. Catcher, Danny Gregory. Here's the pitch. Foul back again. First base, Pete Siskavich. Second base, Lee Gibson. Shortstop, Chris Pagio. Third base, Matt Williams. Left field, Todd Pupor. Center field, Timmy Pellerin. In the right field, Brad Boris. Foul back again. Ball. While we're doing this, there's a track meet going on. Another slow roller back to Pagio, to Perrier. Perrier over to first, 2 down. Batter now is Brian McKinnon. Foul ball. That's strike 2. We missed his first strike. To left field, foul. On the ground to short. Throw to first. Nothing across for the Cougars. 3 up, 3 down. We're going to the second inning. Bobcats leading Northeastern 4-0. Matt Williams steps in to start the second inning for the Bobcats. Takes ball 1. On the ground to the left side, Van Heusen comes up firing. Musso with a nice stretch, 1 out. We expect those people to be floating up in the air fairly soon with a kite effect of their balloons, of their blankets, picking them right up. Todd Pupor stepping in for the Bobcats. There's the pitch. Strike. Ball. Swung on, hit past shortstop Van Heusen into left field for a base hit. Pupor will stop it first. Back to Chris Pagio, top of the order. Strike 1, we're going to have a stolen base for Pupor. In the dirt. It's always windy here at Northeastern, but usually not quite as bad as it is today. A southerly breeze. Usually coming from the west. Popped up, out of play. Bush checks the sign. On the ground to second. Throw to first. 2 down, Matten to Musso. Batter now Tim Pellerin. We have half of Altona hiding behind his sign over here, and I think it's about to blow over on him, so we may lose half the population of Altona tonight. That's out of play. Temperature 67 degrees at game time. That's to left field. McKinnon give it a chase. Base hit. And a single for Pellerin. Brings up Steve Perrier. There's the pitch. He swings, hits it to left field. Foul ball. On the ground to third. Well, Fountain to Musso. Bobcats pick up a run. They lead 5-0. We're going to the bottom of the second. Cleanup batter, Chad Van Heusen. Takes strike 1. Fouls it. Strike 2. Ball. They just don't make baseball fans like they used to. Ball. It's from Perrier. Ball 3. Ball 4. And Heusen's on with the walk. Hustles down to first base. Brings up their catcher, Eric Tank Young. Ball 1. To second. With the lead runner. Second baseman Gibson making a play. Rob Musso looks at a ball low in the strike zone. Strike 1. 2. Strike 3 looking. Nothing across for the Cougars. That's nothing across because there's only 2 outs. So we have I'm a little over anxious here. And the batter now is Aaron Bush. Pitcher hits it to short right field. Taken by Gibson, the second baseman. Nothing across. Now for the Cougars, it remains 5-0. We go to the 3rd inning. Pete Siskavich hits it to center field and taken down by Patry for the first out in the 3rd. One down. A heck of a drive into the wind brings up Dan Gregory, the catcher. He bounces it to the pitcher, Bush. To first, 2 down. 2 pitches, 2 outs, brings up Lee Gibson. Ball. Strike. Ball 2. 2-1 pitch. Foul. Strike 2. 2-2 pitch on the ground. Nope, in the air to Patry in center. Pulls it in. 3 up, 3 down for the Bobcats. Remains 5-0. We're going to the bottom of the 3rd. Former Bobcat John Matten steps in. Ball 1. Bottom of the third, 5-0 Northern Adirondack. Strike one. Strike two. Strike three in the outside corner. One down. Brings up Corey Monette, the right fielder. On the ground, up the middle. Go to first, in time, nothing across for the Cougars. Once again, I'm over anxious here. I guess the weather has me in a bigger hurry than I normally am. 2 down. Cougars looking for their first hit. They've had one base runner. Van Heusen drew a walk. Todd LaFountain, the batter, takes strike one. So we have a no-hitter going for us here and 2 outs in the third. Strike two. Fouled. Again fouled. Northeastern has been no-hit once this year. By Seaton, I believe it was. This is their first year back with a varsity team. For the past 2 years, they've operated with just a JV club. That's low. Out of play. Ball. Full count. Payoff pitch. Swung on. Short. Right field. Third out. Nothing across for the Cougars. We have to get our camera down in a hurry because of the rain coming at us in that direction. We're going to the fourth with the score holding at 5-0 Bobcats. Brad Boris batting for the Bobcats in the fourth. It's strike one. Strike two. Ball. Looks like softball practice is over. Foul back, out of play. Outside. On the ground. Van Heusen picks it up, fires to Musso. One down. Matt Williams swings at the first offering, hits it to short right field for a base hit. And gets us to Todd Pupor. One out. Runner at first. Bush checks the runner. And delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Throw down by Young. And it was stolen base. Williams in his second. Popped up. Bush makes the grab. 2 down. Top of the order now, Chris Pajot. Strike one. Well hit, drive to left. We have no idea if it was caught or not. Apparently not, as the runner comes in to score, throw to second. Safe as he avoids the tag. Nice sliding there by Chris Pajot. 6-0 Bobcats. And it brings up Tim Pellerin. 2 down. We're a little further down the line than we like to set up. There's a bouncer to Musso. He'll take it unassisted. But due to the wind, we have to get down here to avoid the wind and blowing the rain into our lens. So it's 6-0 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Bobcats leading the Cougars. Randy Patry has just finished looking at strike one. Bottom of the fourth. 6-0 to score. Foul back, strike two. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled. Popped up. Infield pop-up. Wind taking it. Gregory dancing around, and Perrier bumps into him. Perrier's error on that one. Bill Patry gets another swing. He grounds this one to the left side. 1 down. Patry gave it a race, but Pageau threw him out. Brings up Brian McKinnon. Here's the pitch. Base hit. First hit of the ball game for the Cougars. Stretch it into 2. He's in there. Cleanup batter Van Heusen steps in now. Six nothing. Bottom of the 4th. Cougars trailing. The 2-1 pitch. Ball 3. McKinnon is not going. He's still at second. Should have been at third. I'm not sure if Patry held him up or not. The 3-1 pitch. Taking high, ball 4. Van Heusen draws his second walk. Runners at first and second. Brings up Eric Tank Young. Here's the pitch from Perrier. Swing, strike 1. On the ground, back to the pitcher. Perrier goes to second, throw to first, in time, double play. Off balance throw by the second baseman. Second baseman Gibson made a nice off balance throw to get him. And nothing across for the Cougars. They leave 1 stranded, and going to the 5th, it remains the Bobcats 6 and the Cougars nothing. Pitcher Steve Perrier swings and misses at strike 1. Top of the 5th, Bobcats up 6-0. Pitch from Bush. Foul ball. Hit to Van Heusen. Goes to Musso. 1 down. Brings up Pete Siskavich. He hit a towering fly ball to center field into the wind. For an out in his last trip up there. There's a shot through for a base hit. Patry hurries it in. Siskavich on with a single. Catcher Dan Gregory. Throw to first. Siskavich back. Both pitchers with good control on this windy day. We expected a lot of walks, but thus far that hasn't been the case. All things considered, this game's moving along fairly well. I apologize for the camera moving, but the wind is very, very strong today. Popped up. Musso makes the grab. 2 outs. Batter now Lee Gibson. There's the pitch. Ball. Low. Throw to second. Gets away. Nice backup by Van Heusen. Ball. The lights are on here for this ball game. Swing and a miss. On the ground. Base hit. Manette picks it up. Throw to the plate. Not going to be in time. Young throws it to second. In time. They get Gibson going into second. Oh, a good throw from Van Heusen to Young, back to Van Heusen, and it originated from Manette. And the Bobcats pick up one. They lead 7-0. We're going to the bottom half of the fifth. Rob Musso, strike one. Bottom of the fifth, strike two. Ball. And a 1-2 pitch. Hit weakly to shortstop. Pajol grabs, one down. Brings up the pitcher, Aaron Bush. Give you the defensive changes for the Bobcats. Strike one. I have the three non-starters in the ball game now. We have Woodward in. Let's watch the next pitch. Ball. That's Mark Woodward is in for Timmy Pellerin at center field. Jamie Yanilovich is in for Brad Boris in right field. On the ground to third. Bobbled. And Bush on the error. Brings up John Matten. Third change is Jamie Ball in left field. Strike one, he replaces Todd Pupor, so the three outfield positions have been replaced. One down, one on, 7-0, Cougars trail. Foul back. Strike three, two down. Strike one, this is Corey Manette is due up. Strike two. This might be Joel Matten. Not sure. We're not advised who's the batting here. Two strikes on him, whoever he is. High. Until we hear otherwise, we think this is Joel Matten. Foul back. Ball. Ball two. Strike three looking. Matten goes down looking, nothing across for the Cougars. It holds at 7-0. We're going to the sixth inning. Top of the sixth. First time up here for the batter is, let's see, Yanilovich, Jamie Yanilovich. Strike three. Matt Williams fouls the back, strike one. Top of the sixth, 7-0 Bobcats. Northern Adirondack looking for their 7th win. Cougars coming off their first win of the season last night against Osable Valley. Strike two. That was a big night for the Cougars. The boys won their first game of the year, and the girls beat the previously unbeaten Bobcat girls in softball with a exciting 6-5 win here at Northeastern. The boys were playing their makeup on a rainout last night. At the third, a fountain to Musso, two down. Jamie Ball steps in now for the first time. He's replacing Pupor. Ball one. Strike. Two. Strike 3, so Bush picks up a pair of strikeouts. We're going to the bottom half of the 6th with the Bobcats leading Northeastern 7-0. Todd LaFountain is retired on a ground ball to second base. To start off the Cougar half of the 6th inning, one thing you learn when you've been taped by Hometown Cable a few times is you don't swing at the first pitch when you lead off an inning. This is Randy Patre. We wandered over to the Bobcat scorekeeper, strike 2, to see if the Cougars had made any other changes besides Matten and Monette. And by the time we got back here, the first pitch was on its way. Foul back. That's out of play. Check swing. Foul ball. I don't believe I've given the non-starters for the Cougars. I gave the non-starters for the Bobcats, I know, but I'm not sure on the Cougars. So just in case I haven't, we'll read them either for the first or second time. We have Joel Matten, who has gone in the game for Corey Monette. He was a non-starter. The other non-starters are James Matten, Tim Supernaw, John Kuchar, Kevin Blow, and Sean Arno. That's a ball. Strike 3. Patre goes down swinging. The Bobcat coach is Jim Schutz. The Cougar coach is Leonard Patre. Brian McKinnon at the plate. He takes ball 1. Ball 2. We have a steady drizzle falling. Coming from the south, Sam Castine is taping the Shazy boys. And from the south, that would be facing his camera. Perrier over to first for the out. So I hope he's able to adjust over there and not going to come home with a soggy camera. Top of the 7th, 7-0. Bobcats lead the Cougars. More first ball hitting here. Chris Pagel reaches with a bloop single. And this is Mark Woodward up for the first time. On the top of the 7th. 7-0 Bobcats. Strike. And Bush delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. No advance from first. Brings up Steve Perrier, the pitcher, in the dirt. This will move the runner up. He's going to third. Here's the throw. He's in. The throw went to the wrong side of the bag. A throw on the inside portion on the infield side of the bag would have been an out. Well, Fountain had to field it in foul territory and bring the ball in for the tag. So good throw would have got him, but even coming close to the base on a windy day like this is an accomplishment. Strike. High. Foul ball deep to left field. Popped up. Back a second. Van Heusen says he has it, but he gives it to Matten. Matten takes it, fires to the plate, a one-hopper to Young. A nice throw by John Matten. 2 down. Brings up Pete Siskavich. He's singled sharply his previous trip. High, ball 1. Strike 1-1. Van Heusen calling for it. Battles the wind, grabs it. We're going to the bottom of the 7th with the Bobcats leading the Cougars. Second baseman Lee Gibson's come on to relieve Perrier. Perrier's moved to second base. They've switched positions. Bobcats leading 7-0. We're in the 7th inning, bottom half. Chad Van Heusen has walked twice. Foul, strike one. In tight. You can always tell when the catcher calls for a brush-off pitch. It's 9-1-1 is the sign he gives. 9 fingers followed by a 1 and 1. That's the signal for a close pitch. Ball 4. And Heusen, on for the 3rd time, has walked all 3 trips. Brings up Tank Young. He looks at strike 1. Strike 2. Strike 3. 1 out. Brings up the first baseman, Rob Musso. He grounds it to first. Throw. It's away. Good play. Siskavich went to second, got the lead runner. Aaron Bush, weakly hit to the pitcher, goes to second. Throws away, 2 outs, no reason for Gibson to go to second on that. Mental lapse. He was so impressed with Siskavich's throw to second, he wanted to do the same thing, but there are 2 outs, so he should have gone to first, taking the easy out. Ends up throwing it away, keeps the inning alive for the Cougars. And brings up John Matten, former Bobcat. Fouls it into the stands, into the fans. Strike 1. Off the handle. Drops for strike 2. Cougars down to their 3rd out. Final out of the ball game. Whoa. Strike 3. So Gibson gets the strikeout to end the ball game. And the score, the final score, the Northern Adirondack Bobcats 7, the Northeastern Clinton Central School Cougars nothing. So the Bobcats, with the shutout victory, remain unbeaten, 7-0 on the season. The Cougars record drops to 1-6. And that's the way it was in CVAC, Champlain Valley Athletic Conference varsity boys action on this Thursday, May 10th, 1990 at Northeastern Clinton Central School in beautiful out-of-town Champlain. Hello everyone, this is Calvin Castine. We're at Northeastern Clinton Central School again. It's Monday afternoon, May 14th, 1990. We're here for action in the CVAC, second half of our doubleheader today. Northeastern today being visited by the Lumberjacks of Tupper Lake. Cougars, since the Bobcat game, Northern Adirondack Bobcat game, have lost a 12-7 game to Mariah. And they're here today to face the winless Tupper Lake Lumberjacks. Corey Manette will be on the pitching rubber for the Cougars. The batting order for Tupper Lake will be Jay Skiff, followed by Jason Dennis, Sean Dennis, Todd Hurto, Brent Dennis, Vince Santerre, Sean Skiff, Scott Edwards, and Chad Dominic. Coach is Jim Brooks for the Cougars, coached by Leonard Patry. Not starting today will be Chad Van Heusen, who you may have seen limping off the field at the end of the Northern Adirondack ball game. He is an ankle injury and will be out for another game or two. Corey Manette, as we said, will be pitching. Behind the plate will be Eric Young. At first base will be Rob Musso. Rob Musso will be at first base. Second base will be John Matten. Shortstop will be Todd LaFountain, replacing Van Heusen. At third base will be Randy Patry. In left field will be Brian McKinnon. Center field, Aaron Bush. And at the right field position, Jamie Matten. Non-starter for the Cougars today, Tim Supernaw, Joel Matten, Kevin Blow, Sean Arnold, and John Kuchar, the coach. As we said, Leonard Patry. Strike one, the record will show this game started 8 minutes late. Referees or umpires a little late getting here. Corey Manette delivers ball one and one. The center field is going to drop in for a base hit. Leadoff single by Jay Skiff. The second baseman brings up the shortstop, Jason Dennis. We taped the Northern Adirondack game from the first base line. Taping this one from here, it gets to short center. Should have been a backup. Center fielder and shortstop, or whoever took the throw. If it's shortstop took the throw, then second baseman had to be backing that up. We have a few fans here. They're either working on their tans or while watching the game. Not sure which. Nice, bright, sunny day. Temperature must be in the low to mid 70s. We didn't check on our way down. It should be deep enough to score the run. Taken in center field. Skiff scores easily as the ball's caught by Bush in center. Brings up the third baseman, Sean Dennis. There's no good place to tape these baseball games from, so do the best we can. Ball 2. 1 out. 1-0 Tupper Lake leading. Lumberjacks looking for their first win of the year. 3-0 pitch. Taken for a strike, 3-1. Ball 4. And it looks like Karen Trombley has just been moved off the bench. There's just not enough not enough room for the people on the bench here. Well, she's been forced to the grass. Cleanup batter. Todd Hurto steps in. He's the first baseman. That checks the runner and delivers. Ball. Throw to second. High. Two 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. On the ground to the right side. Matten to Musso at first. 2 down. Taken by John Matten, the second baseman. Brings up center fielder Brent Dennis. And a pitch from Manette. Swing and a miss, strike one. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Jim Varon calling the plate. Swing and a miss, went fishing, strike 3. So the Lumberjacks pick up a run. They lead 1-0. We're going to the bottom half of the first. Batting order for the Cougars, leading off will be Randy Patry, followed by Todd LaFountain, Brian McKinnon, Eric Young, Rob Musso, John Matten, Aaron Bush, Jamie Matten, and pitcher Corey Manette. Defensively for the Lumberjacks, Vince Santerre is pitching behind the plate. Chad Dominy at first base. Todd Hurto, second base. Jay Skiff, shortstop. Jason Dennis, third base. Sean Dennis, left field. Sean Skiff. Center field, Brent Dennis, and in right field, Scott Edwards. Not starting today is Ray Turbox for the Lumberjacks. We've already mentioned the non-starters for the Cougars. The bug repellent is going to be very popular today. Patry steps in. And a pitch. On the ground, back to Santerre. He can't find it. Go to first in time. No, bobbled at first, so a couple of errors. Hurto helps out. Talking to a parent from Upper Lake, he said this team has made a lot of errors this year, giving the opponents a lot of runs. They hit well, but they don't hit well enough to make up for their defensive lapse. Todd LaFountain looks at strike one. Cougars have played well. They played well against, stepped off, didn't throw. Played well against Northern Adirondack. And followed that with a loss, 12-7 loss. Foul territory, no, right on the foul line, foul territory. Dennis takes it at third base for the first out. The Cougars followed their loss to Northern Adirondack with a 12-7 loss at Mariah. And although they're not winning a lot, they're improving, and I know Coach Patry is relatively pleased with their progress. You'd also always like to see a little more W's, a few more wins. Brian McKinnon hits it the opposite way. It's going to drop in. Yes, we have base hit down the left field side. Shortstop Dennis picks it up, and we have runners at first and second as McKinnon with a bloop single to the opposite field. And the batter is Eric Young, the catcher. Santerre checks the runner at second, throws on the ground. Base hit through the middle. For Young ties the ball game. Patry scores. It's 1-1. Eric Young with the run batted in, just out of the grasp of the second baseman. Jay Skiff got a glove on it. That's all he can do is slow it down a bit. Batter now, Rob Musso. He takes strike one. Goes fishing. Ball doesn't get too far, though, no advance. And a pitch on the ground. Throw to third in time. They get the lead runner. Second baseman John Matten steps in. Runners at first and second. Two down. 1-1 score in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. Strike one. Well. Well.
Shortstop. Watch the tape. Back change the back, buddy. Back tape.
Throw a second. Young is back. Strike. Evens the count at 2-2. Foul back.
Are you hungry?
Full count.
Come on, Forte.
Ball forward, loads them up. Brings up Aaron Bush with the bases loaded. 2 outs. 1-1 the score. Bottom of the first. Strike 1. Foul back. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and a pitch. On the ground, hard to short. He goes to third for the force. The Cougars settle for 1. It's 1-1. We're going to the second. We're getting a few extra spectators as the game progresses. Pitcher Vince Santerre leading off the second inning gets a bunt single. Takes everybody by surprise. A leadoff bunt single for the pitcher Vince Santerre for Tupper Lake. Brings up Sean Skiff. He's the left fielder. He squares the bunt. Go to second.